Solomon's Temple, based on 1 Kings chapter 1 verses 32 through 40, chapters 5 through 9, and the book of 2 Chronicles, chapters 2 through 8, and 1 Kings chapter 10 through chapter 11, verse 8.
Years pass, and David grows old. Finally, word spreads throughout Jerusalem that the king's health is failing fast. The people know that David has chosen Solomon to be king and to build the temple of God. Solomon rides his father's mule to the spring of Gihon, and there Solomon is anointed king of Israel. The trumpet sounds.
Long life to King Solomon!
Benaiah leads his new king to the city, where the people greet him with shouts of joy.
God bless King Solomon!
The people are happy. Israel is at peace. Solomon has established good relationships with many neighboring countries. Rulers of the countries David had conquered pay tribute money to Solomon's treasury. So begins the golden age of Israel. To launch his first great building project, Solomon sends a messenger to his father's old friend, King Hiram of Tyre.
King Solomon sends his greetings and asks if you will send him your renowned cedar and cypress trees for lumber so that he can build a temple to God in Jerusalem.
Blessed be the Lord for giving my friend David such a wise son. Tell your king I will give him what he asks for in exchange for wheat and oil, which our country needs.
The two kings make a deal. Soon men by the thousands are working in the forests of Lebanon, cutting cedar trees for Solomon's temple. Near Jerusalem, thousands of men toil in great quarries, chiseling out the huge stone blocks needed for the foundation and walls of God's temple. The finest masons work on each piece, so that every stone block will fit together perfectly. The cedars of Lebanon, the finest wood known to man, are shipped from Tyre. Some logs are carved into huge pillars, while others are set into place for the roof. Next, bronze is used for the metalwork. Meanwhile, the finest gold craftsmen in the land are working on all the furniture and necessities for the temple. Solomon's wish is to have all of God's temple gleam with gold. After 7 long years of hard work, the magnificent temple of God is completed. Men, women, and children from all corners of Israel crowd into Jerusalem to watch the priests carry the sacred ark into the temple. Inside, in the Holy of Holies, a dark, windowless, heavily curtained room, the ark is carefully placed beneath the protecting wings of 2 15-foot cherubim. Then, before all the people in Israel, Solomon kneels in prayer.
Lord, there is no God like you. Forgive and guide your people the way you guided Moses, who brought us out of slavery in Egypt.
But Solomon's building program does not end with the temple. Soon, a large palace is under construction.
I mean to make Jerusalem the most beautiful city in the world.
Solomon, it will be beautiful. Cedar and bronze and gold.
And riches keep pouring in from many countries. Ships from Arabia and Africa bring rare and precious gifts.
Peacocks and ivory. What are they good for?
When you're as rich as Solomon, things don't have to be useful.
But not everyone in Israel is rich. Outside the city of Jerusalem, people are beginning to complain.
There. That's my share of grain for King Solomon's horses.
Horses? Between feeding the king's foreign wives, his servants, and his horses, there's not much left for poor people like us.
But Solomon has even more expansion in mind.
Our caravans travel north, south, east, and west, but we have missed one vital trade route.
Where?
The sea. I have decided to build merchant ships to sail beyond the Red Sea.
The fleet is built, that ships bring treasures into Jerusalem and carry away with them stories of the city's beauty and the ruler's wisdom. The stories reach far and wide, even to distant lands in the Arabian Peninsula. Solomon's fame spreads far and wide, even to the Queen of Sheba.
Solomon, Solomon. All I hear are tales of his wealth and wisdom. I'm going to Jerusalem to find out for myself whether the stories are true.
The queen sets out in a huge caravan. She has many camels loaded with wealth, precious spices, piles of gold, and many precious stones. Finally, her procession catches sight of Jerusalem.
What a beautiful city. It sits on the hill like a glistening crown.
Solomon gives the queen a royal welcome. She is awestruck by the luxury of the king's palace, but she quickly tries to test his wisdom with a riddle.
What is the most certain thing in the world, and the most uncertain?
The most certain thing in this world is death, but the most uncertain is our share in the world to come.
When her curiosity is satisfied, the Queen of Sheba presents Solomon with gifts of gold, rare spices, and precious stones. Then she leaves for home, impressed with his wisdom and wealth. But whereas Solomon had once used his wisdom to help God's people, now he uses it to impress foreign leaders and gain even more honor and fame. Solomon continues to build, but now the people are worried and shocked by what they see.
Another temple to the idol of one of the king's foreign wives, and he uses our taxes to build it.
Those heathen temples prove that Solomon is no longer asking God for guidance. There's trouble ahead for Israel.